Hey everybody, this is Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I'm excited to be with you guys today. Um, listen, Donald J. Trump has won, okay? And many people are saying, oh my God, Erica, Donald Trump has won. And they're crying and they're dramatic. And honestly, the only people right now who are terrified and full of fear are those in poverty, those who depend on jobs, those who feel a lack of control over their life, Bernie voters. Um, we have to really take a look at the numbers. 29% of Black people voted for Donald Trump. 36% of Hispanic people voted for Donald Trump. He did better with those groups than Mitt Romney. 60% of white women voted for Donald Trump, and just overwhelmingly white male, right? Uh, so in order for you to go, wow, what am I going to do? See, what we have to start taking advantage of the fact is that we have some control over our life. And the fastest way for people to um, go into depression, clinical depression, is having a lack of control over their lives. So a lot of times they give people who are in clinical depression, they give them things they can do, right? Working out at the gym, their diet, something they feel in control of if their situation is uncontrolled, right? And so I'm going to give you, depending on no matter how you feel, because listen, I'm excited either way. When you own a business, yes, you may have ups and downs. Credit, maybe who knows what's going on with your credit, but there's an opportunity here that people are missing because an iPhone was created in the last recession. The last recession, people, overlooked that. And we are going into another recession. It didn't matter whether we had Hillary Clinton or Donald J. Trump. Unless some very drastic things are done, it's just our time. Every 6 to 8 years, there's a recession. And so we're at year 8. So we're already overdue. I'm starting to see a lot of stuff that happened last time come back as far as the housing loans, 0% down, 0% at closing. That's really big right now in Texas and some areas. And it's a lot of that's coming back. So, it's a sign of the bubble, right? And we're reading about nuclear winter. If interest rates move an inch, we're in trouble. So look, here's 6 things you can do. 1, take inventory. Take inventory of your debts, what you owe, how much you have on your credit cards. What are your opportunities? Let's be really honest. Like, were you trying to buy a house this year or next year? Were you trying to buy a new vehicle? Were you trying to grow your business? You need to take an inventory and figure out where you are in that. Because once you take an inventory, a lot of people go, feel a lot better. You ever see people who do a yard sale or clean out their closet and give it to Goodwill? They feel better. Why? Because they have a truer spot on where they are and where their house is and where their stuff is. And then they go, well, I don't need to keep going to Target every week because I have a garage full of junk. I've collected so much, I can get rid of some, right? So taking inventory is the strongest thing you can do for your life, period. All right, 2, career push. Many people are under the impression that, unemployment's not that bad. Well, 1 in 5 houses, there's no one working at all, right? That's terrible. Unemployed white men were the whole mantra of this election, is them being upset, them not understanding. And, at the end of the day, there are plenty of job opportunities. There's 400,000 empty truck driving spots that are empty. Even short range truck driving. I had a friend go, well, nobody wants to be on the road, Erica. I go, well, there's just short daily delivery driver spots. There's UPS trucks locally. You're making 80 grand a year because you're driving a UPS truck. That's a good living, okay? And you'll be in shape. Most of those guys are in shape. And ladies, I've seen. But that's the problem, is people are not taking inventory of saying, all right, I've lost my job. I have to retool. And I'm not saying full-fledged 4-year degree college. I'm saying just trade school, just community college, just 6 months to a year, something you can do where they can't remove you, right? If I tell people all the time, if you have a trade, your life is vastly different because guess what? They need you. It's not the other way around. They need welders. They need electricians. They need nurses. They need doctors. A lot of people in those fields have bad attitudes and can get away with it at work because they need you. Now, do those people get fired? Of course they do. We're not going to be absolutely silly and say they never get fired, but they are 9 times out of 10 more safer and have more job security. So check out trade school. If you say the number of dollars you need to make is $60,000 a year, $80,000 a year. Well, look at the careers that can provide you that. And many people say, well, Erica, I want to do a job I love. Listen, I get that, but some people are married with kids, and it's just basic taking care of yourself and being able to invest for the future. Let's say you were a truck driver for 2-3 years and you made 80 grand each year, right? And that's more for the drivers who own their own truck, but it's neither here nor there. And those 3 years, you're able just to correct your debt, pay off your car, pay off your credit cards. That would be monumental. Then you could come back and take a job that you wanted, right? Because that's what happens to a lot of people. They're scraping by on this job they wanted so bad because they had massive debt. When instead they could have took a few years in the army, they could have took a few years at a higher paying job, and then came back to that same career, right? So, 3, business path. There is a big push in our society for side businesses, for the whole culture of side hustle and Uber and Lyft and all that good stuff. And that's good. That's good that people are like, well, I'm doing the best I can, and I'm going to add income in where I can. Now, what I tell people to do about the side business deal is when you have Uber, Lyft, Instacart, all these things coming in all on Thursday, make a business account and just send all the money there. Because at the end of the year, you can say, this is my business income. This is Erica Services LLC, right? John Services, whoever, right? They don't have to know exactly what it was, right? They don't have to sit there and go through your details. But you can sit there and say, I'm a 1099, which means I'm a small business. And there's 2 books I've talked about with Esther L. when we do our interviews. It's 1001 Tax Breaks and Deductions. Sorry, apologize. 475 tax deductions for small business owners and self-employed. There are great opportunities out there for you to have a lot of write-offs. Now, if you're getting ready to buy a house or buy a car, I would say definitely show as much income as possible and show that the opportunity is coming in for you. All right, 4, get your family on board. This is very important. I know people think it's, oh, Erica, you're being dramatic. But one of the worst things is to have 2 people in a room, in a bed, dreaming different dreams. And this is very true. Like, I meet a lot of men who 44 to 48 is when number one time an entrepreneur start a business. It's also a number one time when people get divorced. Kids are going to college, major life changes, parents getting sick. What has happened is this person who's always had a job is now switching sides. More hectic schedule, different things, and just need your support. Now, I've seen a lot of successful couples do that, where they go into real estate together, they go into construction together, they go into plumbing, or the guy's always been like a service guy and she helps him build his business. Those are perfect. I'm like, salute to y'all. Good job. But there are a lot of couples that the wife is like, what? You're leaving this safe, secure job? No, right? Because she just doesn't understand. She doesn't comprehend. She's not comprehending that that change is needed. Okay. But so you got to get your family on board, even if you're doing it part-time, and consistency is key. Now, if you're with your wife and you've always had a job and she's just like, I can't imagine you going full-time in this, then your whole job at that point is to do it on the side, do an hour to 2 hours every single night, hour to 2 hours every night. And if it's just driving Uber, an hour to 2 hours every single night. And then so she knows this is a real deal. This is consistency. I'm going to have to start supporting him or it's going to be some problems for me, right? I better stop making trouble. So that's how you start with that. You start by leading, by doing, by showing. All right, 5, credit for leverage. Another really big important one. Everybody's saying, oh my God, Donald Trump and the economy, the everything. Listen, calm down, Linda, calm down. If you stay focused on your credit and cleaning it up and leveraging it to your ability, that's the difference between you and many retired folks. Because people don't realize retirement's not a number. You're 65, you're retired. Retirement is money. It's just money. Do you have money to cover your bills? And so a lot of people get that credit and then they can actually grow their business or they could actually get the rental properties they wanted. Now they have, 10 rental properties and they're making more than their paycheck. Technically, they're retired. If they want to stop working today and manage those retired rental properties, they could retire. So credit is really important. There's a lot of people not understanding that when you're paying 17% interest on a car, when you're paying 17% interest on a credit card, when you have these leftover balances, you're taking money away from yourself. If you have a car that's 10 grand and you pay 17% interest over a certain number of years, you'll pay about 7 grand in interest. I mean, you could have just bought a cheaper car for that. You could have just paid cash for a car. then damage yourself that way. So credit is important. Clean up your credit is important to do. All right. 6, invest. What can you invest in, right? What can you feel in control of? What can you do to kind of say, I have my hand on this. This is where I'm going. Got it. Powerful. What is that thing, right? Is it land? Is it real estate? Is it timber? Is it farming? I had a friend, him and his wife had this land from their dad. It was only like 1.5 acre. And he and his wife was like, well, no point in selling it. It's not much. Maybe we could build a house in the future there. It was out in the country. He didn't want to be there. He didn't want to live that far out again, ever again. Lived as a kid, didn't want to do it as an adult. All he did was actually tear down the trees that were not really cash producing trees, and they put a bunch of fruit trees out there. And they put some pecan trees, which I call them fruit trees, which they are fruit. Pecan trees out there. They put, just, random things out there. And you know what? Every year in the fall, it's a big deal for him and his kids to go out there and pick up the nuts and have this land they look over. And once a month, they go out there and cut the grass or, mow the lawn on it, with the ride lawnmower. It's a big deal. Now, if he ever wanted to take it a step further and actually put more fruits and vegetables on there for his family, the opportunity's there. The land's been doing that since you've started. So don't overlook that opportunity, right? Because he could always write that off as a business. Also, timber. Let's say you do want to invest in a swatch of land. You can, in 10 to 15 years, sell off all that timber. I know a lady who's in a marshy, swampy place, and everybody's like, you'll never grow anything worth anything out here. What does she have out there now? Bamboo. Very interesting. She actually can sell it pretty quickly. Bamboo grows pretty quickly after 5 years. All right. Another one is a small family business, right? What is something you and your son, your teenage son, or something y'all can do, invest in together? I know a guy going to college right now. He's 18. His dad showed him how to have a power washing business, how to go knock doors, how to, hey, can I put my sign in your yard after I finish power washing your driveway? Super easy, super simple. The power washing machine was maybe $350 at Lowe's. It was almost like a graduation gift. So look, you have to go over the top 6 again, okay? The 6 are: take inventory where you are. Sorry about that, folks. Career push. Do you want a new career? Are you ready to go somewhere else? Is this economy scaring you? Do you need to move? I don't know. 3, business push, side business. Time is now for that side business ideal. When people said, oh, blogging and YouTubing is stupid 4 years ago, now those same people are now coming over here and trying to blog and YouTube, right? All right. 4, get the family on board. Do what you can. Stay consistent. That pulls your family in more. 5, credit for leverage. Credit is what you need to leverage any of these dreams. It's great to start from zero, pre-sell your way, knock doors. Those are wonderful things. When you're ready to scale the business, you need some credit. Invest, whether it's land, real estate. I know some people are saying, Eric, I don't want to invest in stocks. That's okay. Go take your money and put it in a lending club. That way you become the banker, right? I had, I think, 7 notes. I shared this with you guys, and they had 13% returns. And it was just an experiment just to test it. And then immediately I went, more money into it, because I became the banker. I was giving someone else a loan. Become the lender, become the lender, not the borrower, right? So look, it's going to be okay. Trump's in there. I think it'll be fine. I think when you completely give over your thinking you're going to be saved by the government, or Social Security is going to be saved, or these things are going to be saved, they've already let you know 2020, 2030, a lot of these things they're empty. The accounts are dry. They used to treat them as slush funds, so now they have no money. So what does that mean you and grandma have to do? What does that mean you and their parents have to do? You have to figure out ways to take care of yourselves, ways to make it. How are y'all going to make it? If you guys are sitting here just, oh my God, what's going to happen to us? You can't live that way. You can't live that way. That's fear set. That just goes you straight to depression. You have to take some control of your life. And those are 6 ways you can. Everybody, this is Erica, Classy Clone Blog. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely check down below consults, or the link. You can push the link for consults. If you want to talk to me or work out through your business plan and have some growth in your life, let's do it. All right, guys.